In today's video, we are going to discuss how to create an expert advisor, a trading bot for MetaTrader 4 using ChatGPT. To do so, I have created a demo account with initial capital of $10,000. Having the account, the first thing to do will be ending up with a strategy, with a logic based on which we would like our trading bot to work, to trade. The logic of the strategy can be anything, but as we are going to use ChatGPT for or coding purposes, for programming purposes, we should be looking for something as simple as possible, something that at the same time would work and also it's easy to program. Of course, if I wouldn't have any restriction for coding, I would say, I don't know, a strategy which works based on order blocks, can recognize order blocks in some areas, and then rejections and tests to those areas, and then drawing Fibonacci, taking levels and trade based on them. But it's obvious that I cannot define such a thing for ChatGPT. You may try, but there will be too many mistakes in its code. Even for very simple trading strategies that we would define for ChatGPT, there might be mistakes, which we are going to discuss how to solve those minor mistakes. Alright, the best thing is to use indicators, because indicators in MQL, language based on which MetaTrader 4 expert advisors work. In MQL, there are already functions for almost all trading indicators: MACD, moving averages, Ichimoku, and so on. So we better be looking for a strategy which works based on indicators. I would say MACD is quite okay. Of course, I already know that probably such an expert advisor needs too many modifications in order to be profitable, but let's say something as simple as possible. Let's say whenever blue line, which is actually MACD main line, MACD line, whenever blue line crosses above the zero line, we'll buy, and whenever it crosses above the crosses below the zero line, we will sell. Actually, with this case, you know that MACD works based on two exponential moving averages. With this, we are suggesting that whenever 12 EMA crosses above 26 EMA, buy, and vice versa. Then we open ChatGPT. In a new chat, we will provide it with what we want, with as much details as we can. Provide me with codes for an expert advisor on MetaTrader 4 which works based on the following conditions. All right. What are the conditions? Before anything, we should emphasize for ChatGPT that we don't want our bot to open too many dozens of trades. we want only one trade at the moment. Otherwise, it would open too many positions, and you will always have, like, I don't know, at least 10-15 different trades. We should mention that we just want one trade at a time. So the EA opens only one trade at a time. Okay. And then the main condition. It opens a trade when MACD line crosses above the 0 line, becomes positive, and closes the trade when it crosses under or crosses below the 0 line. Okay, this is our second condition, which is actually the main logic behind the expert advisor, that whenever MACD line crosses above the 0 line, it will buy, and it will sell whenever MACD line crosses below. Okay, and the third condition, the default trade size will be 0.1, but it should be adjustable as an input. With this line, I actually define that I want my user, anyone, me or anyone else, to be able to change the default size. So someone who has more money to trade would change the trade size to, let's say, like 1 lot, 2 lots, whatever. I just define that I want this to be an input and will be adjustable therefore. So I can define that, for example, I want it to be just for a specific time frame, or just for a specific pair, like just for gold, or even I can define it as an input. For example, I can say that define the symbol and the time frame as inputs, so that the user can choose based on what they want. Okay, in this case, in this condition, actually our expert advisor won't work until we enter the input, and it doesn't care that whether you are in a 1 day time frame or 1 minute time frame. It just works based on what you have entered in input. But I'm going to delete this one because in this case we would have some problems with backtesting our strategy, and another problem will be that it won't work. Actually, once we play, it won't work until we enter the input, and it is actually an extra step for the user. It will just make it more complicated for user to work with. So I'm gonna delete this one, and if we don't specify any time frame or symbol, the code will work on whatever we open. For example, we would open Euro USD in 1 minute time frame. Here's the chart, we run the code, and code will work on that very time frame and symbol. So I think it's quite okay. There's nothing else. So that's it. Alright, here's the code. What we have to do is to copy the code and open this trading environment. We need to go to this page, editor. We'll open new document, Expert Advisor. We'll choose a name, any name, like A, B, C, D. And these are not important. In case if we want to add parameter, we will add here. But as we are taking the code from ChatGPT, ChatGPT itself will include the parameters inside the code. So we don't have to enter anything here. Next. About the handlers, the same. We may choose any of them. It's not important because we are going to delete them all in the next step. Because as I said, ChatGPT is going to include everything that we need inside the code. And at this step, MQL is just asking like whether you already want some functions to be called on your document or not, which we would just say, okay, let's call onTimer and onTester, finish. And anyway, whatever it will be, we are going to delete them all. We have already copied, so we'll paste and we compile. Okay. Without any error, it has started to work. I just have to click OK, but it's not gonna work now. Already you can see that there's like sad smile here because I have to enable automated trading. So I click here, come back to my editor, stop, and again run the code. Alright, you can see that here it changed to a happy smile. Okay, it just didn't listen to me. You can see that it is opening too many trades at a time. I asked this before here that it opens the EA opens only one trade at a time. Okay, anyway, I better just regenerate what I have told to ChatGPT in the beginning, like the EA opens only one trade at a time. It won't open a new trade before it has closed the previous one. Okay. Here's the generated code and here is the explanation. It opens a buy trade when the MACD main line crosses above the zero line. Okay, this is what I asked. It closes the open trade when the MACD main line crosses below the zero line. Okay, it only allows one open trade at a time and it won't open a new trade until the previous one is closed. Very good. And the lot size is adjustable. So as it seems, this is the one that we were looking for. We'll delete them all, paste. Sorry, first. Paste. Run. Okay. It is working. Very good. And this time it just only opens one trade. And I need to explain in case if we, while compiling the code, we would receive some errors. What you have to do, ChatGPT is generating your logic actually. Actually, it is ChatGPT that is transforming your idea into code. Probably we cannot follow the logic perfectly because it is ChatGPT that is transforming your idea into code. But in case if there will be some minor errors, first you need to try to ask ChatGPT to generate another code or another EA advisor so that you can try to solve the problem, solve the error with ChatGPT itself. But sometimes asking ChatGPT more and more, it will confuse it more and more, and like you will get even more errors. You can simply, for example, I don't know, let's say we have received a error like, I don't know, let's say IMACD. There is an error like it's I identified. This happens many times that, I don't know, for example, number 9 is not an acceptable parameter for this function. In this case, it would be the best if we would just ask about the function in the Google and then check what is that function exactly. For example, this function has the following syntax. In case if you don't know what is function in programming language, for example, MACD function. Instead of me coding everything, explaining everything how to calculate MACD, already in that programming language, in our case MQL, they have included a function named IMACD, which we just will give it some input, like, I don't know, this is the fast MA, slow MA, signal line parameters, and so on, and it will calculate MACD without me explaining, coding every single step, what and how to do that. So, and here's the syntax. Syntax is actually the order of writing parameters, writing arguments in the function. For example, the first thing that we write inside this parenthesis is to be symbol. If we want it to work on any symbol, we just have to write the word null. So we will check it here and match it with what ChatGPT gave us as a code, and we will try to solve it. What is important is to try not to change the logic. If you thought that, oh, maybe I'm changing too much, in such a case, please just try to struggle more with ChatGPT so that it will provide you with another normal code that it really works. That is it as for the debugging the code. Okay, you can see here that we have a trade opened here, a position opened here, and it's only one. We could solve that problem by asking ChatGPT to solve it. And anyway, we can now close it, and we can test any strategy using strategy tester. To do so, we just have to come to view, strategy tester. We will just choose the strategy ABCD, for example, what we have just created today. Here must be Expert Advisor, of course. And we will choose time frame. For example, let's say, I don't know, of course our strategy is based on MACD. It is not going to be profitable in 1 minute time frame, but as it will be faster, I will just try it in 1 minute time frame on Euro USD and start. That is it. Finished. We can see the result. Like this is the profit, which is minus 500. A graph, like drawdown, a report, journal, and so on. This is how we can test it. Of course, we should modify our expert advisor to work better. Alright, this video was about how to create an expert advisor using ChatGPT. The same way we can modify our expert advisor to make it profitable. Of course, it's not logical to use. That is just a template, and we can step by step ask ChatGPT for more codes for the same strategy to modify it and test it to make sure that it works. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.